What's up, people? It's your girl Adiola. So the federal government of Nigeria has approved that 27 billion naira, the one that the lawmakers want to use to renovate the National Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, you see, that is about $70 million for renovations. See, I'm not even against renovations. I'm not against renovations. I think it's important to maintain our institutions so that they are not run down. So I think it's a great idea. But my God, why do you need 27 billion naira for renovations? Why? Why do we need that much? Despite all our shoutings, and we've been talking about this for a while, they're still going ahead. The problem is, we all know that they will not spend this 27 billion naira. That is about $70 million. They will not spend all this money on renovations. We know that more than 80% of this money will end up in their individual pockets, and that is not right. And the worst part of this is, while they're spending so much money on renovations, they cut down basic healthcare budget from 44 billion naira to 25 billion naira. Which means that we're now spending more money on renovating the National Assembly than we're spending on our healthcare budget for the whole year for 200 million people. I don't understand. Where is the sense in this? How? Just tell me, how does this make any sense at all? How can a country of educated people, we have intellectuals in Nigeria, how can we have leaders that would spend more money on renovating a government building than they would spend on taking care of the health care of their citizens? Who cut health budget in the middle of a pandemic? That is what I don't understand. I mean, why are we then asking people to help us? We're asking all these international bodies to help us by donating for us to fight coronavirus. Also, why are we taking loans to fight coronavirus? Why are we borrowing $7 billion? Dollars, no, $7 billion in the name of fighting coronavirus when we're cutting down health budget. If anything, this season is supposed to be a wake-up call for us. This is the same government that is begging people to release their buildings for isolation centers in Nigeria. Remember that? I don't understand what is wrong with the mindset of these politicians that we call our leaders. Even countries that already have good hospitals, they are not relaxing. I mean, they just opened another hospital in Texas, a small one just for the Bastrop area. It costs only $30 million, which tells me we can have at least two of such, and it will provide 24 hours of care for people. Do you know the population of Bastrop in Texas? Just about 10,000 people. In fact, some villages, or maybe let me say towns, in Nigeria have more people than that.
The hospital is 2 stories tall and includes 24-hour emergency care. Among other things, it allows overnight stays. It also has heart, brain, and spine care. And it really means that patients in Bastrop won't have to make the drive all the way to Austin anymore.
Seriously, $30 million. With this money that our lawmakers say that they are spending on renovations, we can have 2 of such hospitals in 2 cities of Nigeria. So many lives will be saved, by the way, and there will still be $10 million left for renovations. That's almost 4 billion naira. So shouldn't that be enough to renovate the National Assembly? More than 3 billion, almost 4 billion. And not only did we cut the health budget, they also cut the budget for universal basic education by half, from 111 billion to 51 billion naira. This is heartbreaking in a way that I can't even describe. A country that refuses to invest or spend money on healthcare and education, but would rather spend money on renovating government building, is not ready to develop. It's not about word of mouth or whatever they say, because we complain that we have a problem with our mangeries. We say our public schools are dilapidated. We talk about feeding kids in public schools. Our universities have been on strike for God knows how long. Why don't we pay our lecturers? So many teachers are not paid for months. We say that we want to develop Nigeria and that we want to move forward, but the actions of our leaders say otherwise.
One of the strengths of this government is transparency and accountability.
Thunder will fire you right now. Not you, but Afemi. Why do you need to play that video right now? Why do you have to play that video right now? In case you're watching Afemi, haven't you heard? You want to get yourself in trouble. In case you've not been following the news, we don't know if everything is okay with the man. People have been praying for him, especially since he said that Nigerians are lucky to have Buhari. We've been praying for Mr. Femi. You didn't hear this from me, but we are not sure if everything is okay.
And when you say people are hungry, you forget that during this coronavirus, all the palliatives that have been given out have included locally produced rice. Locally produced. Ask yourself, what if the locally produced rice was not there?
You see what I mean?
We have more than enough rice, more than enough. Nigeria, as of today, is not importing any form of grains.
Are you aware?
We are not.
Are you aware that a lot of Nigerians did not get the relief palliative for coronavirus? And you speak about more than enough rice. Where are the rice?
No, you. I think you are being mischievous.
You see? Anyway, the man clearly needs the touch of God. In case you're watching, Brafemi, we are praying for you. God will do a miracle in your life. In fact, everyone in this Buhari's administration, they need the touch of God. They need to be tossed. The Nigerian politicians, you are not ready. You are not ready. Stealing our money, talking about developing Nigeria, nonsense. You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So let me tell you guys some of the things that we've been working on for some weeks now at KIRWA Foundation. I'm sorry that I'm just giving you reports. We've been working on this for a long time. I'm sure that many of you heard about what happened in Kwara State in April when a top medical doctor, a senior consultant at the Unilorin Teaching Hospital, Professor Kazim Alakija Salami, concealed the condition of his friend who was COVID-19 positive. He just came back to the country, he tested positive, and this professor, this doctor, treated him at his house, and then when the man was about to die, that was when he finally took him to the hospital, and he forced a lot of doctors and nurses at the teaching hospital to treat this man, exposing them to COVID-19 without telling them the man was positive. He used his power. He was well connected. And as soon as the man died, he took the body with him. That was just crazy. So he was later suspended, but then we tried to find out whether the doctors at the Unilorin Teaching Hospital had the necessary protective gear, and they didn't. Give us a lot of concern. Also, I saw this video, which I'm sure many of you have seen. This happened in Ilorin, Kwara State, when a suspected COVID-19 patient was being transported to the hospital. Apparently, the driver was the only hospital staff in that video. Others in the video were apparently helping him. But just to see that not all of them had gloves or mask. You know, I even saw someone with one glove. I'm like, the devil is a liar. What, like, seriously, what is this? You know, that was just heartbreaking. And I thought that they should at least have gloves and mask in an ambulance, you know. So the driver was fired because he allegedly was supposed to wait for the medics, which did not make any sense to me because, I mean, usually medics travel in the ambulance, no? So, because the ambulance was already there. So why didn't the medics travel with the ambulance? I have never heard of a situation where the medics took a different transportation method besides the ambulance. So KIRWA Foundation decided to provide just some basic items, you know, that these doctors and medical practitioners at the teaching hospital in Ilorin would need in order for them to feel a bit safe while they're doing their job. So we provided 10 coveralls for the doctors. Each coverall is 10,000 naira. So that's 100,000 naira right there. We provided 40 surgical gowns, 4,000 per piece, and that's 160,000 naira. We provided 20 pieces of the N95 respirator and surgical mask. This one is especially for the doctors. So each one is 5,000 naira, and that's 100,000 naira. Then 10 packs of surgical face masks. That is 12,000 per packet. So that's 120,000 naira. And 10 packets of nurses cap. It's 1,500 naira per packet. So that's 15,000 naira. This totals 485,000 naira without calculating delivery fees. It may not look like a lot, but we just want the doctors to know that we care for them and we have that in mind. And they acknowledge receiving those items. Also in Kano State, soon after the outbreak, remember when people were dying in Kano? So at that time, we found two amazing people to work with us in meeting just some basic needs. Huge shout out to Miss Miriam Haruna. Auntie Miriam, in case you're watching, may God bless you. She's the program officer for Makata Foundation's Anti-Corruption and Accountability Project. And this lady, as well as Reverend Oladapo Benjamin and his wife, Mrs. Oladapo Buila, because of them, we were able to feed more than 100 families. We bought 6 bags of rice, that is 110,000 naira, 3 bags of corn flour, that is 40,500 naira, 3 kegs of vegetable oil, that is 42,900 naira, and 10 cartons of macaroni, that is 42,000 naira. So food cost was 235,400 naira. And these amazing people, as well as other volunteers, they were able to take this food from house to house in Kano. They already mapped out neighborhoods and places where the food was greatly needed. And so there was no crowd. We didn't have people gathering together, you know. So there was no crowd, and so they observed social distancing. Pastor Ben lent us his vehicle, so we didn't have to rent one as they were going from house to house. He also picked up all the volunteers from their homes, and he dropped up every single volunteer, because we did this at a time where there was no movement in Kano. So they went from house to house giving out food. Thank you so much, guys. I am so grateful. Honestly, I really appreciate these people. Also, a lot of the clinics didn't have basic things, so we bought 8 packs of disposable hand gloves. Each pack had 100 pieces in it, and that cost us 48,000 naira. We also bought 40 packs of hand sanitizers. Each one was 1,500 naira, so that is 60,000 naira. And we had them make 400 reusable face masks for them, and that cost us 100,000 naira. And despite the fact that all our volunteers were fasting, except for Pastor Ben and his wife, because you know we did this during Ramadan. You know, I said it was several weeks ago. These people took the items to 4 hospitals and also to medical centers. They went to Muhammadu Abdullahi Wase Hospital in Kano. They also went to Muritala Mohammed General Hospital. They went to Gwagwara Primary Health Center, and then Hotoro Health Clinic and Maternity. We had to make the mask near Lagos because we couldn't find anyone to make it in Kano. So the transportation of the mask alone was 27,300 naira. And then we made bags for them to distribute the food. We bought snacks for the volunteers. Altogether, we spent 539,800 naira in Kano State. And I am so grateful to all the volunteers. Like I said, they were fasting at this time, yet they worked tirelessly. Just bagging those food items, putting them in more than 100 places was work.
This is Hotoro community. As you have seen, we have distributed some food items to some households here in Hotoro community. All of them appreciated our effort, but most of them, our Hausa community, they don't want to be captured. But we have seen some of them agreed to even say a word to KIRWA Foundation. So on behalf of them, in summary, what they have said was thank you to KIRWA Foundation, that may Allah bless KIRWA Foundation.
Thank you to keeping it real.
And I'm just so grateful for them. May God bless you all. Thank you so much. Also in Enugu State, we did a similar thing like what we did in Kano. We contacted the Enugu State Teaching Hospital in Park Lane to know what they needed, and they were really surprised. They were actually really surprised. But you know, we bought 20 coveralls, and each one was 9,000 naira, so that's 180,000 naira. We bought 20 pieces of the N95 face masks. We got that for 2,200 per piece in Enugu, so that's 44,000 naira. Please keep in mind that prices of items vary from state to state in Nigeria. So we bought 20 face shields, that's 5,000 naira each. So that is 100,000 naira for the face shield, and 20 pairs of operating boots for 3,500 naira each. So that is 70,000 naira altogether. So we spent 394,000 naira for the medical supplies at the General Hospital in Enugu without calculating transportation and delivery. But you know, the one thing that excites me the most is the privilege to feed some people in Enugu State as well. So we contacted some NYSC members in Enugu about helping us feed people. This NYSC member strongly recommended a village called Ukehe in Igwe-Etiti, local government of Enugu State. Apparently in this village there are a lot of widows with many children, and they find it difficult to feed. Also, there are a lot of elderly people with no one taking care of them. They find it difficult to feed themselves. So altogether, about 40 to 50 families in that village. So we bought 3 bags of rice, 1 bag of beans, 2 bags of gari, 72 medium tins of tin tomatoes, 1 bag of salt, and 40 liters of groundnut oil. So these coppers divided them equally. So each family was able to get 2 painter container sizes of gari, 1 painter container size of rice, 1 painter size of beans, and 2 tins of tomatoes, and 2 packs of salt. So when I saw the pictures of the people that they gave these items, oh my God, I was heartbroken. I honestly don't know how to thank these youth corpers. Thank you so much, guys. I am so grateful to each one of you. These guys are foreigners in Enugu, by the way. They're from different parts of Nigeria. We have Hausas among them, we have Igbos among them, we have Yorubas, we have Deltans, we have other ethnic groups. And their leader is Emmanuel Eleru. He's the president of the Corpus Fellowship that we contacted, and they did a really wonderful job. It cost 180,000 naira to feed those families, and these Corpus coordinated everything. They did everything themselves. They even made their own bag with KIRWA Foundation written on it. We didn't ask them to, but you know, they did it anyway. So thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you. So altogether, we spent almost 600,000 naira in Enugu State. And I'm just gonna stop right there because of our time. In another episode, I'll tell you what we did in Osun State a couple of weeks ago, as well as Kogi State. So please stay tuned to watch that in another episode. Now, the most important thing is I want to thank Sendwave because they made all this possible. This is the money transfer company that I usually advertise for. Remember the money that they gave us at the beginning of this year, $4,600. That's about 1.8 million naira. So that is the money that we've been using to do all these things. The plan was to use that money to conduct free surgeries in April, if you guys remember. But because of COVID-19 and the lockdown, we had to cancel that. We still plan on doing the free surgeries when all this is over. But we got the approval of Sendwave to use this donation to feed people and provide medical supplies during this time of COVID-19. And of course, we've spent more than the donation. And that is because some of you also donated after you saw what we did in Benue State as the virus outbreak started in Nigeria, and also what we did in Abeokuta and what we did in Ibadan. So thank you so much. We're so grateful. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to Sendwave for putting a smile on the faces of so many people in different parts of Nigeria during this time of COVID-19. I hope that someday we can do beyond Nigeria. If anybody would like to be part of what we're doing, by the way, you can still donate. You can donate directly to our Nigerian account or by Zelle to our US account. So once again, thanks so much to all our volunteers. Like, honestly, we just contact people randomly and they are so eager to work with us. None of these volunteers got paid, by the way. None of them asked for a dime. We're so grateful to all our volunteers in Kano, in Enugu, in Kwara State, and to our volunteers in Osun State as well as Kogi State, as you guys will know in the next episode. And also thank you once again to everybody that has donated to make this possible. You guys not doing much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So before I sign out, in a previous episode, I talked about how Nigerian government said that Chinese medics have completed their assignment, that they were going back to China. And I asked you guys what you thought about it. And this one is from Omat Sola Brown. And he says they've completed their assignment because they have brought in their equipment to pinpoint areas where there are solid minerals and deposits in the pathway of the jobs given to CCECC to complete on behalf of the Nigerian government. And that is why there are more arrests of Chinese nationals lately. Wow, thank you so much for that. Also, Motojeyi Ayo says, Amebo Richimi says the Chinese people came to unlock some stuff in Aso Rock. The one late Abakari locked using biometrics. Okay, I don't know what to say about that, but you know, thank you so much. Angela Jones said that, please move closer. Okay, let me move closer, Angela. And she said, look around for 5G towers. Check their socks before they leave. Could be gold or daddy's brain inside. Ooh, Angela Jones, God is watching you. Thank you so much for your comments, everyone. I really appreciate it. This one is from Christine Mwagidi, and this person said, I just love you so much, Adiola. I wish people can rise up and do what you do to make the future better for us. It's only God that can help us in Nigeria. No one. Yes, definitely it is God, and it's a privilege for me to do what I do. Thank you so much for the compliment. So thank you so much for those who commented in that episode. I'm really grateful. I appreciate you guys. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for your comments. Kalido, I'll call you back. What's up, my people? It's your girl. Yes, I send money to Nigeria all the time, both to support my family and to support the foundation. I've tried lots of ways, stores, apps, banks, but they were too expensive and so time consuming. So when I heard about Sendwave, I was skeptical at first. Let me be real with you guys. It sounded too good to be true and I didn't trust it. But once I tried it, there was no going back. They deliver within the minute, as in one sharp you send it and they receive it instantly. Okay, and they're always the cheapest. In fact, you don't pay any transaction fees. You get what I'm saying? That's amazing. And then they have very competitive rates. So sometimes you will think that the competitors may look cheaper, but with the fees that they are always charging, they are more expensive. On top of that, they are secure. All my data is heavily encrypted, and they have a dedicated fraud and security team to keep me and my money safe. You get what I'm saying? You see, that's why I trust Sendwave to send my money, whether I'm up in the mountains or whether I'm home relaxing. My people, try Sendwave. Hey, your life will never remain the same. Like I said, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, I don't know what, seriously, it wouldn't even take you 1 minute. Just click the subscribe button on YouTube, you know, just beneath this video, just click it and we'll pray for you. Lord, okay, you get what I'm saying? All right, guys, it's been real and I'm keeping it right up in here. Until next time, I'm gonna see you all later. Peace out.